Hello everyone, and this is Sheila Harry. You'll see my email address on the screen if you need to email me. Everyone's been notified by now, I'm sure, that as of July 1st, we switched from the APA Formatting Guidelines 6th edition to the 7th edition. So we're going to take a quick look at the changes so that you'll know how to deal with that. Okay, first thing, we're just going to look at some basic formatting. Your margins, all margins should be set at 1 inch. Page numbers should be listed at the top right corner of the document beginning on the title page. Alignment and line spacing. Documents should be flush left style and double spaced throughout the document. Additional spacing should not be used between your headings and your paragraphs. Font type and size. There are going to be some additional font options included, and we will go over those. Paragraph indentation. Still, and this is the same as it was in the 6th, all papers require the first line of each paragraph to be indented 1/2 inch. So let's look at some specifics. The title page. Now your title page should have the title of the paper in bold and centered on the page. Then also centered the student's name, the name of the university, the course name, the name of the instructor, and the due date of the assignment. Headings. Headings are just titles of different sections in your paper. You can use those to add structure and kind of help you organize your ideas. There has really been no change in the headings. References page. Every reference cited in text in the body of your paper should be listed on the references page, and every reference that's listed on your references page must be cited in the body of the paper with an in-text citation. The references should contain accurate information as well as proper punctuation and spelling. Again, on this page as well, margins should be 1 inch. The word references should be used as the heading, and it should be centered and bold text. On your references page, you use double spacing. Now, the only exception to this is the first line of each reference should be indented by 1/2 inch, just like the first line of your paragraphs in the paper. Now let's look at some citation changes. In the 6th edition, the publisher's location was shown. That in the 7th edition is no longer included in the citation. You can see on the slide, the first example is in the 6th edition format, and the bottom example with the check mark by it is in the new 7th edition format. And you'll notice the difference is New York, New York is not included in the bottom citation. Our next citation change is your in-text citations in the body of your paper. Those have been shortened. If the source has 3 or more authors, you will now only include the first author's name and follow that with et al. That is a notation that simply means and others. You'll see here, this was a 6th edition citation with the red X by it, meaning we don't use that anymore. The 7th edition, this is an example of the same citation, but in the new format. More citation changes is your reference list citation. Where there are multiple authors, you should include surnames and initials for up to 20 authors. Now remember, this is your reference list, so this is different from your in-text. The in-text citations have been shortened. However, on your references page, you are to include the surnames and initials for up to 20 authors. In a rare case where you actually have a source that has more than 20 authors, only list the first 19 authors and the last author. In between the 19th author and the last author, simply place an ellipses. And that just indicates that there are other authors. And on the screen, you see an example. The X, of course, is a 6th edition citation where you did not have to list as many authors. And the bottom with the check mark is the same citation in the new 7th edition formatting. Now, DOIs, which Digital Object Identifier is what that stands for. In the 6th edition, you put DOI colon as a label. The label for DOIs is no longer used. You'll see here with the green check mark, the same citation done in the 7th edition format. You now format these as regular URLs. Web pages. URLs are no longer preceded by retrieved from, unless a retrieval date is needed. The first example with the red X is a 6th edition citation, and it shows retrieved from blah, blah, blah. That same citation in the new 7th edition is on the bottom. Now, 2 changes. You'll notice, first off, retrieved from is no longer there. Secondly, now in the 7th edition, web page titles are italicized. So that is your change there. Let's look at just some general formatting changes. Again, you now have some additional font options. You can use Times New Roman at 12 point, Arial at 11 point, Georgia at 11 point, Calibri at 11 point, and Lucida Sans Unicode at 10 point. And each one of the citations on this slide are in that actual font so that you can see what they look like. Obviously, the size is not shown. So that gives you some additional options as far as your font size. Now, another general formatting change is the running head. Here where you see the red X, you'll see the way that we did it with the 6th edition. You had the word running head, colon, and then the title of your paper in all caps. Okay, under the 7th edition, a running head is no longer required. You don't have the running head. You simply have the title of the paper centered, bold print, and the other things that we pointed out: the student's name, university name, course name, instructor's name, and the assignment due date. Here, this shows the title page as well. Just as an example, it's a little bit larger and you can see it better. In summary, I hope this gives you some useful guidelines for switching over to the 7th edition APA formatting. As always, if you have questions, our Writing Center will be happy to help you out with that. And obviously, this is a pre-recorded session, so it's not a live session. But if you do still have questions about switching to the 7th edition, just either post your question in the Ask the Professor communications forum, or send me an email directly. Thank you.